What was that? Oh, vaporize? Yeah, vapor. Vape pen. Real Pixelina, welcome. Am I late? No. You're the first. I'm still waiting for my announcement on my Discord to pop up. It'll take like 5 minutes because of automated miss. Oh, there it is. And we're live. Hey Mel, willkommen. Boom, boom chakalaka. I need to warm up. Right on. Real Pixel. Honestly, I have no idea where to start with this assignment, Mia. I'm just excited to see where you go with it. Same here. Sometimes I don't know what I will do either. And that's the best part about it. It's like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're gonna do next. So, someone already started. Let's give a shout out to Faust. See, with Eager Beaver, he already made a full-grown dragon. This one's gonna be easy for me. I just avoid it. Just avoid the same design if I can. Probably play with some anatomy. Play around with some anatomy. Anatomy. Not me. Anatomy. I'm just doing grey first because I don't know what I want. I just don't know what I want. I don't know what I want. Carrie Jin, welcome. Hey, so cold, welcome. Burger. I actually just look at old quick painting I did a bit ago. I actually just looked or took an old quick painting I did. Kind of lame. I made a paint over. Oh, are you Faust? Cause we don't know that. Oh, Or what you talking about? Are you talking about the Simon, right? This is not you, right? Oh, is it? It's, it's a mystery. Hello? Hey Dante. Willkommen.
My expectation is that we will solve the problem. It's just a matter of time and just a matter of strategy. Why do I say that this is the case? It's because I think solutions come through evolution. It comes through asking the right question because the answer pre-exists, but it's the question that we have to define and discover. Have my ups, have my downs, yeah. Underground, but you learn when you down here. Have my fair share, yeah. I'm a step on my path, but you know I find my footing when I'm running on the track. Like, yeah.
Hey Big. Welcome. Welcome guys. I'm just roughing. I'm not even sure. Just rough sketching. Just letting some values drop down some values, and then go from there. Maybe I do like a couple of poses of like a dragon if I can. This assignment gonna be fun. Drawing a dragon since I was a kid. I haven't. Same here. I don't really draw dragons at all because they seem to be like a lot of work. That's just my impression. I actually never did want to find out, to be honest. Right. Lich. Welcome. What will I be grown? Question mark. Kohlberger. Is that the answer? Smooth dragon, not so hard. Well, I'm just this is like my process. Everything is smooth until I start texturing. So, you know, I use the smudge brush to blend gradients to create smooth curves and form, and then I bounce off from that. I start adding hard edges afterwards. This is how I do. You guys don't have a workflow? How do you start? Do you start with line art? That's cool too. Maybe I should do that too, right? Hey, Conrad. And Faust, I gave you a shout out earlier. I said, look, he made a beautiful big dragon. And I said, I'll try to not copy. Okay. Good job though. Very nice layering on the mountains for atmosphere. With the values, you know. And yeah, nice color palette. Pretty good. So, I'm catching up. I'm warming up. This is a sketch, like a warm-up sketch. This is not the direction I'm pushing it to. You know what I'm saying?
been keeping from my interest. Looking for the zip to make my motherfucking skin fit. Dealing with myself like who you think the devil is. Swimming in my pain like it's my motherfucking mistress. Dream about my girl and I was sleeping kinda shit. Secrets I've been keeping from myself has started shifting. I'm just cooling in my sights.
Okay, shrink that. Yeah, that's it.
Back in Colorado, baby, 17 years we were childish, black and we had time to make good nights.
Just make
Push back all our
let's keep adding new layers.
Polaroid shots in the mountains, baby, we had time to make good nights. So we were high,
Maybe I want a cooler pose.
radio, love,
It could be a thing too.
never, ever let it
We don't know that.
in our mirage. We were perfect as fuck, making dreams about our lives up in the stars. Yeah, yeah, babe. Yeah, yeah, babe. And don't you ever go, darling, 'cause you're all that I know, you're all that I know. Why did you change your mind and end the night? And now I'm on my own, maybe I'll call you on the phone, maybe I just won't call, 'cause I'm old, yeah, yeah, babe. Someday I'll be patient, baby, maybe our minds wouldn't be that easy. We had time to make good night. Look back through our rearview mirror, Saturday lights couldn't get much clearer. We had time to make good night. So we were high, we had a radio, love. We said we never, ever let it go. No, in our mirage. We were perfect as fuck, faking dreams about our lives up in the stars. Yeah, yeah, babe. Yeah, yeah, babe. And don't you ever go, darling, 'cause you're all that I know, you're all that I know. Why did you change your mind and end the night? And now I'm on my own, maybe I'll call you on the phone, maybe I just won't call, 'cause
I'm staying very loose for now, just cause if I start getting all serious, I won't do that exploration part. So if I just ignore everything and just search for shapes, the warping stuff is so. Yeah, I do that just to I do that all the time actually. Every time I do something and I wanna finalize it, I will warp it beforehand, just to search for shapes. Because sometimes just simple things can be a little bit more interesting when they have like an offset. So I'll always try to search it.
Here's my confession, I've got a death wish. I'm in the fast lane, addicted to excess, living my best life. I was on top right, sipping the limelight, a deer in the headlights. My future used to shine as bright as the diamond. Where did time go? I was so high, it was private. No, I messed up, but there's no use in crying. No use in crying. I've been running wild, had a good time, but I can't stop now. Over my head in a landslide, can you pull me out? Oh my dear Lord, oh my dear Lord, oh my dear Lord. I've been running wild, had a good time, but I can't stop now. Oh my dear Lord, ooh, oh my dear Lord. I was a good guy, but I was the worst type. Give me an inch, man, and I'll take a mile. I'm walking back now, housed on the fires, trying to find out why I grabbed the lighter. My future used to shine as bright as a diamond. Where did time go? I was so high, it was private. No, I messed up, but there's no use in crying.
I don't worry about anatomy at all. Just shapes for now.
Running wild, had a good time, but I can't
Big,
stop
small,
now.
big, small.
Over my head in a landslide, can you pull me out? Oh my dear Lord, oh my dear Lord, oh my dear Lord. I've been running wild, had a good time, but I can't stop now. Oh my dear Lord, been a tyrant, been a pusher, pushing my disease, breaking bones and taking everything in front of me. Priests and beggars looking up to heaven from their knees. Is anyone listening? Is anyone listening? Is anyone listening? Oh my dear Lord, I've been running wild, had a good time, but I can't stop now. Oh my dear Lord, over my head in a landslide, can you pull me out?
So many options. Alarm arc. Could you talk a little bit about your process versus a typical one like liner value render? One focuses more on lighting and form, the other one it's the same, but you just explain it with lines, contour lines. I think. Because when you render with values, you're doing the form first. In terms of you're using the values to explain the form rather than the contour lines. Let's just say the one with the values is more difficult. Because the liner is there to explain the contour, and the values is there skipping the contour. Say you already know what the contour is, and or not quite, but you're willing to just work with it and edit it fast. That's the difference. Most people plan out beforehand what their form is, so they do line art. Let's say you have a circle, right? And your contour lines are there to separate the bottom, you know, those directional key points. You know, they're supposed to help you. So when you do the lighting, here comes the light. Looks like a 4. Comes the light down. You at least know when to stop, because you have that contour line helping you, and then you're able to like render it. I just skip the contour lining because I'm confident in my workflow to just edit it if it looks off, or fix it, or whatever. But I still when it comes to designing, I still need to find quick ways of making good choices. So line art is good just to be fast, really. They all look like Pokemons to me. Amazing. You can't have a dragon without a Pokemon silhouette. Ain't that right, guys? But I don't want to do this right now. I just want to do Pokemons. So I'll go straight into line art and go like silhouette. I think Charizard's silhouette is like a raindrop. It'd be like right. Don't remember where his arms are. That's Charizard. And this is the Pokeball. Because fat belly, small head. It's Charizard. cute, right? Hey, NG Brood and Ilkis, welcome, welcome. So if you're starting out and you just trying to learn to draw form, just start doing isometric view where it's like you put a box, a flat box with a cross on there, and then try to figure out where your horizon line is, and try to match this box at least to be flat by the time it gets to the horizon line, right? So it's flat here because it's like dead on, and up here it's kind of like tilted up a bit, and then over the horizon line you start looking up at things, so you're gonna see the bottom of the plane, and you want to really just navigate in that space, right? So if I do like a belly, I know where the contour lines are. If I have the belly here, contour lines are kind of like that, right? You want to practice that a bit. That's why it's good to do it in boxes, so you can get familiar with the space, and then your line art form making should be easier at that point to navigate in space. I wouldn't recommend doing it in values, because values require you to understand all this already. That means I understand and it's in my brain, stored up, tight, locked up when I do the values, right? Because like if I say light's coming from that direction, I need to understand on this already when to shadow it and when to light it. So I'm saying I'm confident with this stage, so I skip it straight into values, like so. But I want to explore before I go there. So you guys can't just jump into values. You need to learn to contour and navigate in space on a 2D plane. Deal with horizon lines, camera heights when you start looking up. Let's say this is a box, so we see underneath the box here, right? So if there's a dragon, we would see underneath the jaw here. And if it's a belly here, we'd look down on the belly. Okay. Just as an example. If this was a robot, right? And then you have to deal with rotations, offsets. Wings. Start looking up at the wings so we see underneath the wings. Tiny hands. All of you need contour practice. All of you. If you can do contours wells, then you can call yourself Kim Jong-gi, okay? But none of you are Kim Jong-gi, so let's do more contour practice, okay? Like really set a horizon line. Say this camera is this height, and you say to yourself, well, anything above this line, I look up underneath it, and anything below it, I look down upon. And you want to try them, pull them together, and put one object in there. And then you just make sure you center axis it, draw ellipse. If you draw a round thing, know when the ellipse flattens. Obviously, ellipse flattens on the horizon line. It's like gonna flatten the ratio, right? And these contour lines, they all have their own perspective. apparently perspective line. Right. So by the time they hit that horizon line, they're going to be flat. So if this is a disc, right, and it has its own perspective line, you need to learn how to cut ellipses into the squares and practice that as well if you want to get very technical and thorough. And when you do this practice, your brain will see it as you think it, and because you're thinking it and seeing it, you will remember it, and your vision will become better in your head to see things and fix things in perspective. But if you don't do this practice, like it's supposed to be like a daily warm up to actually do some contours before you actually do your image. Unless you are like me, who does it all in one go, like a pro, you know. But if you're struggling with lighting or shapes, it's all because of this stage here, the contour stage. Not being able to imagine the space is it's a cardinal sin in art to not be able to imagine the angle and the perspective you're drawing. You need to be able to see it and walk in that space as a person in your head. No sinning. Not allowed. Schweinehund. So let's put a nice little box. And I'm gonna have the perspective line somewhere up here, the horizon line. Right. So they're gonna always be shrinking a little bit. Can't run out of space there. Cool. It's a horse. And I would also recommend to, you know, when you do horns, you know, it's easy to just do that, but try to actually turn it into like a diamond shape. So the base would look like that. Right? So try to do it like that. Rather than just doing a circular shape. Just so that your brain can see when the axis changes. It just forces you to make a choice in your head what angle it's supposed to be. So if you don't have that center line, kind of like you're skipping brain power. You're skipping valuable imaginary spatial awareness that you need to be thinking about. But once you have this, then you decide to like cut things out. So I want to cut into here. And, you know, I want to cut that down here on an angle. Right. And then you just offset stuff after that, and then eventually you'll see stuff to do. Okay. Eventually you'll see it, but don't skip it. Not allowed. Homeless JPEG, welcome. Some perspective, shape, and form. Yeah, you need to all imagine that. That's why I'm doing this. Just to visually, just pointing it out that this is what my head is doing the whole time. Even though because even when I do these values here, like, oh, I'm doing a light coming from top down, my head's already imagining all these forms because I've done it enough times that I can just see it. But most people don't see it and they just like leave it blank. So if you do this stage, you kind of train up that blankness to be filled up with form. So it's kind of important to do it.
Tiny Rick!
Tiny Rick. And you know, you don't have to do it just in boxes. Some people learn anatomy first and they use an anatomy to navigate, but I would just recommend to just plan out a bit your angles. Rounding it off. I think that's what you're supposed to do. That's what I believe. My belief is that that's the way to do it. Train up your internal vision before you start skipping the fundamental layout. I mean, of course, my pose is stiff, and everybody's pose is stiff, but I'd rather see a stiff pose done good in perspective than, you know, the other stuff. You know, the everything looks mashed potatoes stuff. No solidness. I mean, you can always tweak the pose afterwards, right? Because you spent enough time imagining the space, you kind of warm up to it. That's how I feel about it. Why does it take me a month to draw an image? Because in that month, I spent so much time in that space in my head and looking at it. I kind of get
Tiny Rick!
I kind of get more confident and I start improving things more. Just two things you can't do is get frustrated and hate the process. Because some people don't like where the image is going and they give up. They give up.
Tiny Rick!
They just see it work at that point. Like, oh, I don't want to work on that anymore. I'm like, why not? You could have made it really good. And they're like, nah, don't think so. Now, if you don't think so, then that's that, right? It's the end of the road. Okay, let's introduce some rotation. So we got the neck coming down here like that, and then I want it to rotate towards us, so it's like that. And we're making a line here. Let's say that's the center spine line, and as it rotates forward, we start seeing the other side of the head here. Right, do you see that? Do you see that rotation happening? And I'm using these guidelines to measure that. So Bob the uncle. Okay, then you put a head on there. And we'll see it. We'll see. Obviously, it goes in both directions. Like if you want to do an up shot, you do it the same way, right? Where you put the horizon line down at the bottom. Say at the bottom, and everything else is we're looking up at it. So, okay, I'm just gonna. I'm just gonna say that's the ground, right? These are my perspective lines. They might look like scribbles to you, but to me they're like matrix code. Very helpful. Homeless JPEG. It's very common for splash and illustration artists from Riot to take 4 to 6 weeks on one project. If you're a new artist, it's important to finish stuff. I think he's got a point there, guys, because if you don't finish stuff, you really don't push the, because there's like processes and thoughts and focuses, different focuses happening in a one illustration, and if you never reach the finish, then you're basically skipping half of the process of what you're supposed to be thinking about and how you handle those situations. Like near the end of the image, it's very important to be more editorial focused. Like you start thinking about how much blur I need, how much lens flare I need. You know, like light has natural lens flares even when you're driving at night. And the brake light hits. If you actually look at it without squinting, you should see a lens flare of red stripes, vertical red stripes happening. That's really important to add in a illustration too, because that's what the natural response of an eye is. So these are the kind of things you'll learn as you try to focus on finishing an image. Okay, maybe your foundation isn't good, maybe things look off perspective, but just note it. Don't worry about it. You know, you can still have good images at the end with wonky perspective. You know, you have good color gradients, you have good, you know, value control, because value, you know, seeing your values and just being aware how the eye is responding to it is really important to be aware of, because an good illustration is it can catch your eye and help you to the focal point. You'll naturally just gravitate to the focal point and you magnetize to that spot. And that's someone that knows good value control. Like Ji-Hoon Lee is really good at that. He's really good at values. So he can always pull the eye towards a certain spot without too much
Tiny
noise.
Rick!
But most of the art illustrations I see now that I like have done, there's like none of that yet. It's something that will you grow into as you finish things. Because I didn't even notice it when I started out. I was just more concerned about not showing brush marks. I was trying to hide brush marks. That's all I was focusing
Tiny
on.
Rick!
So this is the space I see, right? So here we live. Here we live now. And if we don't like it, we warp it. Get more feeling into it. Should have some rocks there. Maybe a table. Table goes along the. Maybe a chair. Maybe a computer with speakers. Right, and we draw a big dragon here. This space is dedicated to the dragon, okay guys? You saying, okay, I make a reservation for this space to put my dragon in there. Maybe the head can come out to here. Maybe we re-rotate it, maybe we have a pose. But this whole space in our head is like, this is where our dragon goes, okay? What's with the egg? That's what the assignment is. The assignment is the egg. Your job is to answer the question visually. Check out the assignments in my Discord if you want to take part. Here's Faust's entry. This is his explanation. I'm just warming up to it now. I'm doing mine right now, live. Gonna be like that, but I wanna, you know, play around, I guess. Play around. Round and round. Okay.
Lately I feel like I'm about to blow. Maybe my blood sugar's just getting low, yeah. And I'm too messed up now to let it go. I know. I guess that everyone's an expert now.
Everyone is expert now. Yeah.
I can't remember how I got here now. Oh no. I can't keep my cool. I blame my youth. Hell, if I knew where I'm going now. So watch me float on by. Watch me float on by.
Lou Boy, welcome. Lou Boy, hey Cobra, hey, this could only show 2 rooms for me. What the fuck? I'm a band or something? No, baby. You just didn't learn how to read yet. It's good night for you. Have a good one, homeless JPEG. That's funny. Don't know how to read. You got me. Well, it was there to get people to read. So it did its job, okay? That's what it's designed for. In the end, it's all helpful for everyone.
Would you rescue me? Would you get my back? Would you take my call when I start to crack? Would you rescue me? Would you rescue me? Would you rescue me when I'm by myself? When I need your love, if I need your help, would you rescue me? Would you rescue me? We don't talk much, not anymore. Broken bottles and slamming doors, but we still care about each other. Say we care about each other. I know life took us far away, but I still dream about the good old days when we took care of each other. We were living for each other. But I start to wonder if slipping under. Would you rescue me? Would you get my back? Would you take my call when I start to crack? Would you rescue me? Would you rescue me? Would you rescue me when I'm by myself? When I need your love, if I need your help, would you rescue me? Would you rescue me? Would you rescue me? Would you get my back? Would you take my call when I start to crack? Would you rescue me? Would you rescue me? Would you rescue me when I'm by myself? When I need your love, if I need your help, would you rescue me? Would you rescue me? Yeah, I miss all the times we had. Can't forget what you can't get back, and you can't find it in another. Man, time it ain't your lover. I don't care what you thought before. I'll be there.
People should be buying the book. You mean my book? Or Scott Robertson book. Because he has a book too. His book is way more educational. Mine just preaches. Preach! Don't put your eggs in all in one basket, guys. You know, you need to always edit your work. You know, some people, you know, just stop editing. So if you do an illustration from start to finish, you'll understand what I mean. I mean, some people of you already know this because they did a couple Mundo things and other things. So it is work. So some people don't like working, apparently. Can't believe that. I can't believe it. I don't even know why you guys are born if you're not born to work. That's some crazy shit right there. I shiver, then I shake.
Tiny Rick!
Like a milkshake. Chocolate for me. Colt burger? Oh no, don't say that. I'm just a chill guy, okay? Not really. I'm super intense, but I'm chill. Hey, Artsy Kiro. Welcome. Glad to have you on a live stream. Welcome. You caught me red-handed. And yeah, I think for me the connection, the feed to the ground is really important. The way I handle this kind of stuff is really to just look out for, like, first of all, the first thing I do is turn the feet into boxes, right? You know, we have that perspective grid we talked about earlier, right? And it, horizon line there. As soon as the below the horizon line, we see above the box, right? So we want to really, but I have this foot further rotated out, and top down view is like they're not parallel. If these feet were parallel like this, they're not. They're like that, right? I would like duplicate it and do it more angle, but I'll have this foot rotated out. But like for me, the connection to the ground is really important, and the way I do it is like imagine all this as like flat boxes. Even when I do humans, like I have like a foot, a knee, a leg. The foot is like usually like a flat box, like this. So I know what they're doing. Like if they were on the ground somewhere. Just saying. Queer did the challenge illustration. Maybe that had his focus. Yep, that's good focus. You've been here since the start. My bad. My bad. My psychic powers are failing me. birthday, my birthday. Let me merge that. This. Yeah, I've been training my eye, gestures, rendering, construction process. Your stream always teach me something new to benefit. Nice. Nice. Yeah, it actually really good to like box things out until you really decide to, okay, now I'm gonna texture stuff and light it. Then you can like, you know, put it away on a layer and always refer back to that to see. Because like when you render, when you do form and values, you kind of like change things based on appeal a bit. So that can like distract you a little bit in maybe make things off a little bit, but nothing you can't fix. You can go 50-50. Like if you like something more appealing in value and you change it, but it doesn't match the perspective, maybe you can warp it, but and make it like the ultimate combo. But you wouldn't really get there if you didn't do either of those. If you didn't do the construction and you just went into values, or you just do the construction no values. So kind of like teamwork.
There's a house over the hill that somebody died in. There's a pool down in the backyard I would love to lie in. It's the first time that I'm in the hills, I kinda like it. So I hope you don't leave me alone. You got celebs on your left and right working the night shift. Can't tell if they're lying to my face, they come off righteous. No way I could match the old days to where half this night is. So I pray
Gotta go, take off, no worries. See you later, big. Hey, Janetti, welcome. Willkommen, willkommen. A cute dragon, willkommen. We're doing anything but cute. Definitely a dragon though. Could be Monster Hunter concept. Wow, that's a lot of texturing. That would be a lot of texturing. If I did it in that quality, holy moly. I'm still using really opaque brushstrokes, so it's like I'm still kind of in that phase where I'm just planting ideas, being suggestive and aggressive, and then eventually I turn it back onto a pressure sensitivity in terms of opacity, and I would go in much gentler, you know, and work it softer I think. But let me continue doing that though. Still planting ideas. Ideas everywhere, ideas. I think that's why I'm staying zoomed out too, because I don't wanna commit so soon in detail. I think I'll start posting more in your server. Always found it a bit intimidating, but lots of experienced artists in there to learn from. Yeah, don't be shy. There's a lot of beginners and experienced people alike posting stuff. You just have to be shameless about the stage you're at in your arts career. If, like, for example, you can say to yourself, okay, I spent 1 year painting now and drawing and learning about art. 1 year is like an infant stage. You're not even developed anything yet, and you're just like putting your toe into cold waters. You're just like testing it out. It's too early at that point for you to be critical about yourself or forcing yourself to be a superstar. You just have to accept the fact that you're a beginner, and beginners have to go through some crap before they get good at stuff. So the more you do, the more you'll understand, and that's just fact. You can't avoid that. It doesn't matter how many tutorials you watch or how many artists you observe. If you yourself are not doing it, you won't understand it for sure. You won't be able to replicate it. You might think you understand it, but thinking of understanding something is different than actually being able to execute it and work with it as a tool. Like using understanding as a tool when doing art is different than just listening to me and saying, oh, I understand that, but really you still don't really until you actually practice it. Like I say, do you know like how to rotate cubes in like a solid frame grid, like a horizon line and stuff like that? Do you really? Yeah, you understand the concept of it, that you can imagine spatial volume in 2D, but can you execute on that? That's the understanding you want, really. It's like saying you know about 3D and perspective line, but you don't know perspective and 3D. Okay? You know about it. And that's not good enough. You need to know it in and out through practice. Like we all know how Rubik's cubes works. You know that the sides on the cube, you rotate it to get a matching colored side. We all know about how it works, but only the people that practice of getting that know how it actually works eventually. And they'll enter speed competitions. It's crazy, right? And there's a lot of people also around the world that think when you watch a lot of stuff and pretend to be busy elsewhere and you can't find time to actually do the work, that's enough. They think that's enough. It's not. You know, if anyone like says they're excited about doing something but just can't find the time to do it, they're just kidding themselves. They're not really learning anything. They'll just years later still produce some mashed potato, and you're wondering why isn't it people learning? Well, it's because they're really not trying to be like in the situation. They don't try to paint themselves in that situation. They don't want to be immersed in their own art. And that's no one's problem but their own. Sorry to say. No one can make you except yourself. Or talking about art, same thing, but not doing it. It's not good enough. Maybe less talking and more art, and then a paint. I'd rather see people do paint overs on each other to talk rather than using words, because words are like, I think should only be used for emergencies, like to really explain what the paint over is, rather than explain everything in words. And it could be just like a few lines here and there with red pen, because it's just the opinion, but this opinion could like give someone insight, even though it's not a correct opinion, but because it's not correct, it gives someone insight as well to the correct one. So it's all valuable. All data is valuable. You can't be biased with data, guys. Otherwise you'll be mashed potatoes. I like mash. I really do. My wife makes a mean mashed potato. Right, Grace? You make good mashed potato. You can put cream in mashed potato. You can put chives in there. Mix it. It's delicious. It's personal size. Could be a good rule for feedback section. Well, the point is less words is better, but besides most people don't read, and just less rules is better, guys. More rules means less people gonna read. That's not the goal. Actually, I'm in so many servers on Discord, and there's a bunch of servers that have a whole page of rules, and I just click thumbs up. I don't even bother to read. So rules really don't work. Maybe the 1 and 2 when you block all the other channels out and you only have the rule to read, then yeah, okay, you can read the one little liner. And then I just expect you guys to be mature enough to handle the rest. Because more rules means there's less trust on people. And they sense that and they refuse to read the rules, but agree with them. But yeah, let's keep it less let's focus on reading and more focus on understanding values, because like I really want you guys recognize values, how important they are, and they can help an illustration a lot. Hey Moobin, welcome.
Maybe I'm foolish, maybe I'm blind, thinking I can see through this and see what's behind. Got no way to prove it, so maybe I'm lying. But I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put your blame on me. Don't put your blame on me. Take a look in the mirror, what do you see? Do you see it clearer, or are you deceived in what you believe? 'Cause I'm only human after all, and you're only human after all. Don't put the blame on me. Don't put your blame on me. Some people got the real problems. Some people out of love. Some people think I can solve them. Lord heavens above, I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put the blame on me. Don't put the blame on me. Don't ask my opinion, don't ask me to lie, and beg for forgiveness for making you cry. For making you cry. 'Cause I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put your blame on me. Don't put the blame on me. Oh, some people got the real problems. Some people out of love. Some people think I can solve them. Lord heavens above, I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put the blame on me. Don't put the blame on me. I'm only human. I made mistakes. I'm only human. It's all it takes to put the blame on me. Don't put the blame on me. 'Cause I'm no prophet or Messiah. You should go looking somewhere higher. I'm only human after all. I'm only human after all. Don't put the blame on me. Don't put the blame on me. I'm only human. I do what I can. I'm just a man. I do what I can. Don't put the blame on me. Don't put your blame on me.
It's going good. How are you doing? I need to activate practice that, but sometimes I don't know where to start. Boxers. Start here. Look. That's what all the people say. Look. Look. He wants to understand his, like he wants to create his own form in a simple way and trying to apply the lighting. So in his head he needs to actually understand when the angle changes. And this is really good beginning practice where you, if you want to get good at values and lighting, this is kind of like you want to sculpt with it. But you know, and then eventually when you get comfortable doing this and dealing with like oh, when this is blocking the light and it's hitting a cast shadow on there, how do I handle it? How do I handle the ambient occlusion within there, the pinch, and all that stuff? You learn all these things, and then you can eventually turn this whatever it is, it looks like a chicken thigh. You can turn in this chicken thigh into like something more like fantasy orientated. Like you can turn it into like a, I don't know, a warrior or something. Big steps so from, you know, or you can turn that into like a arm eventually. Here's Philip, so-called me, right? To explain the higher level of it, where yes, you have those simple shapes and angles on the plane, but you're aware of it, and then you're supposed to be able to do this. Of course, he used a reference here. Is that referenced? Use reference, right, for that lighting. Philippe. Looks like he referenced it. If he did it out of imagination, congrats, but I feel like it's referenced. You want to do this from imagination, really, if you understand the form. But yeah, you go from simple to complicated, step by step. That's life. Little help. No, you learn to help yourself with a little bit, step by step. A little help. How about reading? Read. There's your little help. Because in my server, I don't want people that don't know how to read, so I have to save my own community from people that don't want to read. I don't care. It's my community. You want to join my community? Learn to read, or I'll kick you out. Simple. It's already free. Right. I'm watching you. I'm watching you. Why don't you join a Portuguese community then if you don't want to read English? I'm German. I had to learn English too. Do you hear me bitching about it? Ich bin Deutsch, verstehst du? Englisch ist nicht einfach, aber musst du auch lernen, ne? Komm, Bruder, ey. Das gibt's doch nicht. Do you know how many actual English-speaking people there are in my server? Probably a handful. But we all speak English because we realize that if we put a little bit work into learning things, we can all come together from all corners of the world. We realize that connects us. That little bit of effort connects us, okay? I didn't make the rule that it's supposed to be English. It just ended up that way, naturally. So let's go with the flow, okay? Right, see, it's not, see, we appreciate that because we all did it. I learned English through actually going out and talking to people. So, same thing. But you guys can't go out anymore since, you know, new century. You all need to just live on the internet. My wife is Chinese. She speaks English. I'm German. I speak English. Most people in the world speak English. And actually, to me, it is actually a blessing that we all do at least learn the same one thing, and then we can connect. It's a blessing. It's so good. There's no confusion there. So good. Especially as an artist, you're going to be dealing with the... If you want to be an artist and make that your career, I think you just need to learn English. Because you're going to be dealing with clients that just English. And they want art from you. But you go, oh no, no, no bueno. And then they say, oh, let's just get someone else. So we can establish a connection. Because there's so many artists out there, why not? Alright, I don't learn Chinese. It's too hard. Plus I don't have the time. Plus I don't have to. With English you have to, for some reason. It just works out that way. You can, which is nice. YouTube will teach you. There's like Chinese lessons. But I think you need to spend time with that and really practice. I know 3 languages. German, English, and art. 3 languages. And none of them I'm an expert in. But I get by. Blackbirds. No worries. Artsy, appreciate the pop in. You know me. I like to chill out. I want some couleur. Couleur would be nice. Let's get takeout. Let's get some McDonald's in. Okay. Bye everyone. Bye Carrie. I'm saying bye to Carrie. I need a gradient for the sky.
Slip inside the eye of your mind. Don't you know you might find a better place to play? You said that you never be, but all the things that you've seen will slowly fade away. So I start a revolution from my
Colors important. I just wanna.
Cause you said the brains I had went to my head. Step outside, summertime's in bloom. Stand up beside the fireplace. Take
That look from off your face.
you ain't ever gonna burn my heart out.
You got a notification? Am I tripping? What did the notification say? Oh, you. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. I'm streaming YouTube as well. Just for the funds. Since Streamlabs gives you the option to multi-stream. So I just turn it on. But no one ever goes on YouTube. And no one ever talks to me in that chat. So we good. Don't worry about it. Nah, I wouldn't worry about YouTube is ass anyway. I don't really think highly of YouTube personally. I prefer Twitch 100%. I would go as far as to say I'd prefer TikTok over YouTube. You know that's crazy. You know I'm crazy for saying that. Yeah, tick tock. Tick tock, tick tock. Let's warp it a bit. I feel like it's a bit. I felt it was like boring. The energy was boring. I do like that better than that. Spanner. Spanner me. Okay. Maybe start doing some detail, right? So let's put like a soft blue light from that. So all the dark armor plates, they will have like a nice blue shimmer on top. Be good. And then we work the spikes in, right? Oh, an ice dragon? No, just blue lighting. But you can tone that down real fast. It's really easy. Really.
What about us? What about all the plans that ended in disaster? What about love? What about trust? What about us? What about love? What about trust? What about us? What about us? Oh, I know that there'll be better days. Oh, that sunshine about to come my way. May we never ever shed another tear for today. 'Cause oh, I know that there'll be better days. Waking up in California, but these clouds they won't go away. Every day is like another storm, yeah. I'm just trying not to go insane. Yeah, and the city's shining so bright, so many dark nights, so many dark days. But anytime I feel the paranoia, I close my eyes and I pray. Oh, I know that there'll be better days. Oh, that sunshine about to come my way. May we never ever shed another tear for today. 'Cause oh, I know that there'll be better days. Been waking up to a new year. Got the past million miles away. I've been waking up with a new fear, but I know it'll wash away. Whatever you do, don't worry about me. I'm thinking about you. Don't worry about love.
Tiny Rick!
Tiny Rick! Thanks for the follow. Well, cooler.
Another tear for today. 'Cause oh, I know that there'll be better days. Didn't I love you? Didn't we fly? Know that I still care for you.
Okay. Yeah?
Didn't we say goodbye?
Why?
Swear I saw your face at a coffee shop on 8th. Oh, baby, you was in my mind. And I swear that I heard your laugh from a person that walked past me at a party the other night. Never thought we'd ever have to go without. Take you over anybody else, hands down. We're the type of melody that don't fade out. Don't fade out, can't fade out.
Tiny Rick!
Try your ring.
I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby. I'm just a teenage dirtbag, baby. Listen to Iron Maiden, baby, with me. Ooh. Her boyfriend's a dick. He brings a gun to school and he'd simply kick my ass if he knew the truth. He lives on my block and he drives in my
Tiny Rick!
He doesn't know who I am, and he doesn't give a damn about me, 'cause I'm just a teenage
Tiny Rick!
baby.
Tiny Rick.
I'm just a teenage.
It seems a little bit like he got spikes coming out his cheekbones.
Listen to
Yeah,
Maiden,
instead of being his mouth. Spikes on his cheekbones. Oh, I see what you mean. Well, it's because we haven't really defined his face yet, but the mouth line's gonna be here, right there, and we're gonna really accentuate that soon to be accentuated. But yeah, glad you point that out. We can work on that a bit more.
like Mo. It's prom night and I am lonely, lo and behold. She's walking over to me, this must be fake. My lip starts to shake. How does
We
she
organized it
know who I
a bit more now.
Then why does she give a damn about me?
Okay, this is the closest resolution I'll ever go. Otherwise, it'd be like spend days on it.
Oh yeah, goodbye. No, she doesn't know what she's missing. Oh yeah, goodbye. No, she doesn't know what she's missing.
There's a thing with horns, guys.
Tiny Rick!
Have you noticed that, like, in every kind of great illustration, you have horns, and they always appear a little flat or off? They're probably the hardest thing to do, I feel. Unless you have 3D Blender and you can just make them. Who covered this song? This one right now, or the one that just been gone? Teenage Dirtbag? Oh, Frank Hamilton. With the Wheatos. Wheatus. Frank Hamilton. Like Frank Sinatra, but Hamilton. And the Wheatos. US. They did that.
I've been looking for someone, and you might be the one. I can't describe the feeling, so I wrote you this song. I've been looking for someone, and you might be the one. I can't describe the feeling, so I wrote you this song. For you that I'm fine, I'm alright. You don't have to ask me twice. I've been looking for someone. I've been looking all my life. Asked a girl in every country, but no one to be my wife. I've been feeling hella hungry with some food on my knife. Say we could stay at mine, but you would have to leave before 9. Yeah. Don't say you like me.
Don't say you like me.
The one I should stay with for the rest of my life. Don't say
Tiny Rick!
And the Cheetos. No, the Wheatos. Like, you cook your bread with wheat. Like that. W. Wheatos. No Cheetos. Cheetos bad.
same side, same bad. We could be forever. Tell me you want, tell me you wanted to. Tell me you wanted to. Could be on the plane, on the road, on the train, on the phone. We could share a fridge, yeah, we can make a home. Teach me how to fish so that I can bring him home. I can bring you wheat so that you never
Tiny Rick!
Tiny Rick! Actually, it looks meaner that way. Keep it. Cobra Daddy is on. That's right. Papa Burger is on. Yay. Hey Carrie, Jen. Hey Uber. Flip it and reverse it.
Boring people, boring lives. Wake up to the same 9 to 5. Drinking coffee, fight off the night. 'Cause we boring people, boring life. I'm aching, what's new? I'm so vain and I hate myself too. Cry baby, all blue, but I love my life, yes I promise. I save me, breakthrough. I got my shit together, I read the news. But I'm faking, no clue. Talking the same shit as always. Boring people, boring lives. Wake up to the same 9 to 5. Drinking coffee, fight off the night. 'Cause we boring people, boring life.
Huh? Mel Q is the first Twitch viewer in the world. Everywhere I go, I see him. Do you know, I thought the same about Uber as well, once I met him. It seems it's like a natural occurrence. A natural Twitch thing. Well, saying that, since the corona, I imagine everybody's really Twitch active. So, what else are you gonna do? You gonna go watch Netflix or watch Twitch? You have options, guys. Corona options. Okay. Picking you and you.
I'm picking you and you, cause it's all that seems to matter lately. All alone by yourself, what do you do? It's the
Damn.
closest thing to heaven.
I really don't like this horn. Horns are probably the hardest thing to draw in my experience. I thought it was ellipses, but really it's horns. Horns, horns, horns. You need to be really good at contouring and knowing angles and rotating them. It's like balls to the walls. Well, if you're taking part in this assignment, you will find out for yourself. Maybe just draw like tubes for your horns, like. You do that, maybe you'll have a better time. Better time than me.
I'm picking you and you, cause you don't really matter to me. You'll never find your way to heaven, but you can follow me.
So let's get our maths brain out. So we have the center line here. Yeah.
You'll never find your way to heaven. You'll never find your way to
Center. Once I can draw a center line, it'll be there. Well, I'll just let's be timid about it. Okay. So we have angle here, here. Angle there, there, there. Okay. Kind of slightly dips up and back down.
Tiny Rick!
Obviously this feels off angle. I think it should be like that really. And this should be like this. It should be all hidden. If you don't fix your stuff, no one else will. Okay, and you won't get paid. So learn how to fix your stuff with geometric shapes. I'm doing this because I want to get the horns in nicely. But it's like the design versus perspective execution skill meets. It's like a versus battle. You want to have a cool horn design, but your perspective is telling you no, you can't execute that, and you're like, but I want cool horns, and perspective be like, no. You get some flat mashed potato horns. How about that? Like, no. So internal dialogue noted that you have to practice every time on a drawing your perspective awareness to improve it. And I've been doing it for 20 years now and it's still the same story. I just know the ending now. Ending means happy endings. That's what it means. But you still need to go through the story. Can't skip it. Shows fist. Damn your perspective. I know. Not you can either be not its friend or you can try to be friends. You know. Like, here's an example. I know anatomy pretty well, but now draw the anatomy in a cool perspective. So now you have to like juggle two balls instead of just one. It's crazy, right?
Tiny Rick!
You said it. Okay, right now I'm just focusing on one piece here, you know, just focusing on that one piece. This one here. And then once that looks good, I'll move on to the next. And then I'll maybe consider doing that. I said maybe. I think the pros just know how to like fix their problems when they occur. They just know how to deal with them. That's how I feel about my shit. It's if I do it fast and I don't pay attention, I'll just produce crap. So it's my job to fix myself. That's what I get paid for, right? That's what people say. People say, I want your art. Your skill sets, what lie within it is your business. We just want the end result. So if you have to do cartwheels and 20 push-ups before you can get a good image, that's your business. And behind Haney, hola. It feels like okay, horns. Maybe I should just should give up on horns and just design without horns. Nah, it's beta. Let's not do that. Perspective grid is a weapon. Or a tool, you know. But yeah, weapon is a tool, right? So yeah, you could say that. It's indefinitely very helpful. Very helpful. So I recommend. Change my mind again. Scratching my back of my head right now. I'm looking at this and I'm doing the same crap. Okay, we got this. Just gonna go for it. New layer, right? When you challenge yourself, always create a new layer, just so you can edit yourself in that challenge. I'm smelling something. I think I'm onto something. I smell perspective alignment with horns. Show me the light. Should I do like one of those crazy catch the light at the tip moments through this? Maybe we can distract the eye from being imperfect to just putting bright lights in. Hey Yosamura. Castonia, hey. Thank you. I don't see the coolness yet, but I'm patient about it. Huh? Because good perspective is what is cool to me. Like, you know, it just feels cool having cool perspective. I just want it. I just want it. How do I get something I do not have? I want it. I guess I have to practice. Well, I like the way it's going now, so I'm happy with this one. The horns eyes. They're not too, you know, off. Don't need that there. No need for that anymore. What? Uber's promoting you? Oh, you stopped streaming? You having a break? That's amazing. Gotta do the art thing more. Interesting. Interesting. So does this horn look in perspective now? It looks okay to me. Maybe the lighting's bad. So I do like a brush stroke like that, and I do brush stroke like that. Should match the start, right? And then they go off different directions. We'll go that way, and we'll go that way. Oh, I messed it up. Schweinehund. I understand why people lean to Blender and all that stuff and 3D models. Song feels good ink, Gorillas. It's a classic, right? It looked okay to you before. Well, that's why I'm not gonna ask you anymore. Hell. Okay, then to me that says no one cares about the horns, really. It does look lower now. You're right. Maybe I should tweak it. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. talk about the horn perspective. Am I committing? Should I commit? Changing my mind. It's pretty far apart. I'm trying to figure out how the spacing on the eye is, because we're looking up and everything. See, if you don't want to do the work, then I don't know who will, really. You can't get anxious about it. You can't get frustrated because it's a learning process, right? You need to learn to understand it's a process. Is a process. That is the process. To understand. There are no shortcuts in life. Only distractions. Okay? Do the work.
Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride. If I have pain, you need to borrow, for no one can feel
Tiny Rick!
Tiny Rick.
that you won't let show. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that
Oh, my hand! You're blocking my hand! With distraction. Oh no. Why you try to distract me? Thanks. Appreciate it. You know, maybe, just maybe, and I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe I need to stream more than once this week, because it is not one setting assignment. This assignment, because dragons are like detailed as hell. I don't think I can get it done in one setting, to be honest. So I stream tomorrow again. Yay! Once per month? What? That's not my problem that you don't really keep up with my notifications. I have streamed once per week for like 6 months now. And you saying that Just shows that you don't follow me properly. It just shows that you don't care about me. I knew it. Sorry, I don't care about it either. I'm just teasing. Yeah, but you know, you just have to be on the ball with me, because if one thing I love is people that are really like bored and they always look out for something, and because they're always looking out, seeking for stuff, their attention is a little bit higher than other normies. And not calling you normies, like, but you know, normal people, like the average. So I like those people around me. That means you guys. Was that accident and Janetti? Was that accident? I fell over my wording. My tongue went like that and I was thinking something else. See, I'm moving away from the head now because I'm tired looking at it. Because I know I'm gonna do some more later, tomorrow or something. Go at it with fresh eyes, huh? You and me. Hand in hand. Je m'appelle Christian. Go hand in hand tomorrow. Sunday, confirmed stream. Be ready. Be alert, be seeking, be aware. You intellectual people. I like it. At least you guys can read. Makes me jealous. Cashew nuts in my mouth. They're honey roasted. Okay, since we approve of the changes, right? We can change tomorrow again. Merge it. Merge. In my head. You finish yours tomorrow, I think. Take your time, guys. It's a lot of detail on the dragon, and I want to be amazed. I want to see the full-grown thing. Okay, so don't hate the fact that you designed so much. Just accept it and render it. It'll teach you discipline. Just stick to what you put down. Sukozuma, catch a nut. Nuts. Catch you nuts. That's nuts. Awesome. Amazing. Yeah, it's this dragon is a lot of work, let's just say that. It's a lot of work. But you want to be charming about the details, right? So you gotta have to like move things around a lot. Otherwise you're just gonna create a mess. Because the first kind of the first lines and the first details you put down are just gonna be like shot from the hip. Like you're not gonna really do appealing, sex appeal, charming kind of detail. You're just gonna throw shit down in brackets. Your brain thinking, oh, there's gonna be scales here. Let's throw some scales down. Oh yeah, mate, let's go. Boom, 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 boom. And then you go, question mark, is this attractive to you? Like, no, but I'm gonna work on it. Then I'm saying, you better. What's this for? Your mum. Kidding. I was doing a dragon because it's an assignment this week in my Discord, which is, it looks like this. What will I be grown? And the egg suggests dragoness, but I don't know. Anybody can do whatever, right? Like whatever this will turn into. So people can be creative if they don't have any ideas that way. That's it. I'm eating roasted nuts, can you tell? Coming through, right? Bonfire. Bonfire. Yeah, I regret it now though. Seems like a lot of work. I should have thought about it longer. You do? Oh no. You like drawing detail? OCD details? Dragons are great for that. You really need to plan your stuff a little bit with the details.
Tiny Rick!
Tiny Rick! Can't roast these nuts. Oh, it looks painful to push that. Oh, I never thought about that actually. It got teleported out. Actually, the spikes grew afterwards. Let's just say that. It's a defense mechanism for survival. The shell grows spikes. But good point. But with words, anything can be made possible. You just gotta believe it, you know what I mean? You doing it? Amazing. Oh god.
Tiny Rick!
Gonna be a lot of dragons in that week. By the way, you have till next Thursday. There'll be another challenge next Thursday. And I'm gonna pick like cause some people are actually wanting to come up with challenges too. So I'm gonna like pick the one I like the most for that week and put that up. Like so many people want in on creating ideas. So I have a couple already backlogged that I don't have to come up with for next Thursday. And I will reveal more when the time comes. But let's just focus on dragons now, okay? Because dragons are like endangered species.
Tiny Rick!
Right, you know, maybe it's like about to change. Who knows? We already have I just announced this assignment this Thursday, and we already have like a entry. I'm not calling it entry. I'm just saying we have already someone that contributed to the dragon era, and it's Faust. It's actually not bad for the shorter time he spent on it. Maybe there's only like some fundamental thing I would mention is like this rim light on this shoulder. It's blocked by the wing because rim light is caused by the backlight, and the backlight is actually blue, so this rim light would be blue unless this orange light would be here. Then you can have this rim light, but then the whole tail would be like swooped in that, but it's not happening. You guys understand rim light, right? It's like light from the back. That's when you do that stuff. But the wing is covering the back, so it would be all subsurface here. I could talk the talk, but you know, you gotta have to see for yourself. I could do a paint over to point it out, But that's like cheating, right? That's like cheating. You can't be cheating, right? You just wanna what, huh? Wanna know what it looked like to know what light does when it's backlit? Okay, so first of all, the backlight would be all blue, like that. And it would travel along the pipe here where the contour line is. Okay. Into the atmosphere. And it would stop there. It would just be this orange. Be gone there. Okay. So you get a little bit there. So if you want to actually have a side light, like coming from the side, it would be like gedoged like Boston, right? It'd be like all this area here. Let's get orange. You want it orange, right? So all this side, all that side, maybe a little bit of the thing, front of the face as it turns, and the whole tail, and that, and whatever else is like facing that direction, right? But things are coming towards the camera, they're facing that, they would get all that light, right? And then this head would create a cast shadow, right? Maybe we'd see like a horn here, or two, whatever. We could be creating that. And then all these rocks would get light. Maybe there's a bigger mountain in front of it, creating a cast shadow here. And all this here would get lit, right? And then we would see some of that, right? But you didn't do that, okay? You didn't do that. You did backlight. So backlight would mean sundown here, right? Beautiful, beautiful sundown, amazing. Whatever. I'm not gonna mess around with colors too much. Okay, and now you can do all these fancy stuff you wanted to do. Rim light. The tail here, all here would get it. Any little hair strand that sticks out would get it. This arm would get it, this elbow would get it. None of this would get it. All these pieces would get it. Maybe the bottom of the jaw would get it. Maybe the back teeth would get it. But none of the top of the head would get it. Maybe this would get it. That would get it. This is blocked. Maybe this part of the mountain and that mountain and this mountain and like this, right? This would get subsurface. It would be illuminated vigorously by the thin membrane, the blood-filled membrane, right? Because it's lit from behind, and that's how you do a rim light. Okay, not like that, with the one line going across it. You know what I mean? Where's your stuff? Right? No, because that don't make no sense. That! But the dragon in itself is amazing, and you did an excellent job in the time you had. Amazing. But there's just some knowledge for you dropped. Stuff that you need to be aware of. That's why you practice on a simple sphere to really hone in on that. Or tubes or weird shapes or something. Because a dragon has a lot of weird, funky, tubey shapes that you need to like know how to like contour light and muscles and stuff. Them muscles. See, I have a backlight too, and it's traveling past the dragon, right? And I'm saying, in my mind, at this point here, right, if this was a shape, right, this is the front of the leg, all at this point, at this area, all this would not be lit. But however, all this chunk here would be lit. That's a huge chunk that is in light, but it wouldn't all be lit equally. It would rotate into it. So I have to sculpt a bit with that one. You know what I'm saying? You're here and you heard it. You can watch the replay if you missed the details. But you need to light travels in straight lines, so if you really you have to be really careful how you do it. And most shapes that are round off, they get like certain rim lines. So there's something to it. But yeah, just focus on your contours a bit. You'll see eventually by yourself. Because I think the contours help me to actually notice what the light does. Because light travels in a straight line, that's easy. But the shape is round. So for you, it's just really important to figure out when it gets cut off. When is it that past that 90 degrees line where the light just gets cut off? They call it the terminator, which the contour usually reveals the terminator for you. So if you're good at contouring, you're good at slicing the shape in that right angle to make a strong lighting suggestion. You know, and some people are really good. They're like robots in calculating that stuff. I'm more like let's eyeball it until we get bored of it. But it's still fun to me, you know. Eyeball that. Deadline is Thursday to Thursday. You wanted to meet the... You shouldn't prioritize deadline files over actually the chance to learn something. Every image you do should be a learning experience, number one. You need to invent light, you need to invent shape, you need to get comfortable with that. And time management is the last thing that you need to be worrying about at this stage. Because if you keep going like that, you're going to just miss out on really important learning foundations that in the end would have gotten you a job, but you're too busy rushing around for nobody. Okay, you're not doing yourself a service. So these challenges you can do at any time. I always update every Thursday a new one, and that's it. You only need to do that. If you're unable to focus on it, that's what it's for, to focus on it. Don't be running around like you're some busy mama that has deadlines when you don't really have any, and you're pretending you're in a rush. It's not good. You need to slow down, son, because the lesson is through sitting still and observing and questioning things and trying to play with it. But yeah, you know, suffer. Everybody is responsible for their own suffering. You choose to meet an imaginary deadline over the chance to improve something foundationally. That was your choice. I'm just saying it's a bad one. Do you believe it's more worthwhile to focus on learning one fundamental thing at a time? I do. I mean, I'm also a believer in like free-spirited learning. Like there's like this natural inbred interest we have. Like I'm talking about inbred, I mean it's like it's part of you as you're born, like your natural interests. They led you to this point, they led you to Twitch, they led you in the ad community. All that stuff led you, okay? You didn't just like make choices, say I want to know. You've been influenced through natural internal interests. I just believe you jump on that and then just manage your focus a bit. Don't be like scattered. Definitely you know, if you're interested in something, stay a while. Be right back. Back. So to jump further on that note is that for me, I loved drawing muscles way before I knew about foundational stuff like perspective and even perspective points. I didn't know about that, but I was drawing muscles like yeah, I knew perspective because I was like just copying and trying to imagine it from different angles. But there was like a method to it. I just linked those two together. I learned perspective through drawing muscles. That's what I mean. I just stayed there for a while. So my early teens were just like trying to do comic books and stuff. No colors, just line art, sketching and stuff. That helped a lot. And stuff like that. Just link it with your interests. You gotta have to learn the foundational stuff anyway. Might as well pick a topic that actually you're genuinely interested in. And these assignments will help you to find out eventually what you're interested are in. It might be not this assignment, it not might be the next, but it might be the other one or the previous one that kind of sparked the interest. So you stick with that. Right, yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Like, here's like the difference. Environment artists, they're generally interested in architecture, the feel, the mood, the lighting. They love that stuff. And then for them, you know, practicing perspective would be a joy, because it would free them up to do basic shapes faster. You know, just go practice that. But some people just go past that straight into 3D. That's cool. I don't mind. You still get a job. But sometimes I believe you can be faster. Well, actually, the 3D makes some good details. I don't know. Everybody's their own at that point. So if I was like into environments, I would definitely practice boxing as well. For the anatomy, it's a little bit more complicated because you need to imagine those shapes. You need to actually design the shapes into like the muscle into like a box shape. But if you spend the time designing it, inventing your own like box rig, it needs to be functional. Like when you learn anatomy and you build your own like mannequin, simple box mannequin, your own version, right? Because here's why it's so important to create your own version. You inventing your own stuff will evoke your brain to build brain cells that didn't exist before, and therefore those created brain cells will stick with you forever. You will forever never forget what you invented. So if you invent like a cool human and mannequin that's drawn really simple for yourself and you can rotate in perspective, you can learn anatomy like the muscles, strings and how they overlap afterwards and still create amazing poses and crazy perspectives real easy, because it's always with you from imagination, mind you. You'll never have to pick up another reference after that. It's like the difference between drawing from imagination and using reference is imagination is purely inventive. Like you're inventor, creative inventor. You're inventing shapes, so you need to know how to create shapes to begin with, right? Anyway, I think I'll stream more tomorrow around the same time. I'm not sure. Just watch out for the announcement on my Discord. It'll pop up with, in the announcement channel when I stream. If you're avid Discord, like I'm like a Discord pogger. I like hang out in Discord 24/7. So I notice everything all the time on that. So if you're the same, you will never miss my streams. But let's raid someone or not. I don't see anyone online that I know. So with that being, wait, who's this? I don't know. This new. I don't know this guy, but let's raid him anyway. /raid
Tiny Rick!
Zedig. He's hand painting a 3D model with a, I think, coat or something. Looks interesting to me. Looks like he's doing an ambient inclusion pass or something. Yeah, see you guys later. Have a great day. You know how it is. I'm gonna eat now some noodles. Yum, yum.